Hi, I'm Nick. Cambridge Dictionary defines journalism as the work of collecting, writing, publishing, or broadcasting news stories and articles. My research is based on being a journalist in the UK and the advancements of technology. I will also focus on employability for aspiring journalists. According to Statista, in 2021 there are 110,000 journalists, which is drastically higher to 2010 where the number was 67.3 thousand. The Guardian has a postgraduate journalism bursary where they offer 6 bursaries to aspiring journalists to study a master's in journalism. Some papers try to combat this through a paywall which reflects a more traditional form of journalism. For example, The Times does this. Others might ask for donations, such as The Guardian. The Mirror offers a database paywall where you can't decline cookies without paying monthly for it. Most papers will include Google Ads on their page. Due to there being no space constraints on our website, papers are able to post more niche stories that otherwise wouldn't have been published. Papers are also able to do live updates on stories that are ongoing. For example, the BBC will do bullet point lists during elections and other live events that they post. This is an example of live reporting, where they put all the information that they do know into a bullet point list and then they'll add to it as they gain new information. Then this is an example of live reporting. It's a lot more detailed than the bullet points in the last screenshot, and it's presented more similarly to a social media post. However, this can also cause there to be more mistakes due to papers trying to beat others by getting their story out first. There are also more ways that people see news stories: through social media, through podcasting, through news apps. According to an Ofcom 2024 report, whilst 96% of UK adults claim that they consume news in some form, 7 in 10 of those adults consume online news in some capacity. 52% of UK adults use social media as a news source. This provides another sector for journalists to work in. Social media news posts will differ from platform to platform. For example, on YouTube it will look more similar to what you'd see on the TV, with more formal version of news telling. On Instagram, it most commonly is one image to represent the news story, a little caption to say more about the details, similar to bullet points in a traditional newspaper, and then the description will have the first few paragraphs of the news story, and then it will say at the bottom link in bio where you can access the full article. On TikTok, it most commonly is someone talking to the camera whilst potentially having a video behind them that relates to a news story or some images, and then again it will have in the caption some paragraphs from the news article and then a link in bio to access the full article. According to the National Union of Journalists, the NUJ has set out the main principles in UK and Irish journalism since 1936. There are 12 key points according to their website. To protect media freedom, honest and accurate information, to correct harmful inaccuracies, differentiate fact and opinion, obtain material in an honest and fair way, with the exception of investigations that are public interest involving evidence that can't be obtained this way. To not intrude into anybody's private life. To protect the identity of sources when asked. To resist threats and the incentive to distort information. To produce no material likely to lead to hatred or discrimination. To not endorse commercial products in order for the promotion of their own work. To seek the consent of an appropriate adult when interviewing a child. And to avoid plagiarism. Ethical standards. It's important to remain consistent to your political views. For example, if you constantly sway from party to party due to working at different jobs, it hurts your credibility as people believe that you only care about the job rather than the articles that you're writing. To succeed as a journalist, you also have to have strong research and writing skills. You also need digital literacy in order to work with the systems that your paper might have, as well as to create your own social profile so that you can push your own articles. Most importantly, you must keep up to date with your field. For example, a political journalist must keep up to date with key speeches, policy changes, or anything that is common interest to people. I'm outside Channel 4's headquarters. According to their website, they offer an opportunity called 4Skills, which says we're here to help you find that first opportunity. Training assistants, work experience, and content creatives. All of these opportunities allow people to not only get work experience that they can use to continue on at other jobs, but also allow them the opportunity to stay on at Channel 4. They offer 14 to 36 month long apprenticeships with a level 2, 3, 4 or 6 qualification at the end. For these opportunities, they often take a written application in March, then first stage interviews in May, then final stage interviews in June to July, all to start in September. This is me outside the world's largest standing public service broadcaster, the BBC. The BBC offer advanced higher apprenticeships, degree apprenticeships at level 6 and higher master's degree apprenticeships at level 7. All of these opportunities can help you to get your foot in the door.